this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
Hello, Hindsighters. We're back.
Yes.
And we've got something. Yeah, we've got something very special for you. This week, something happened.
What happened?
Someone canceled on us. And at the very, very last minute, we had to completely scrap. We had a whole carefully orchestrated thing. We had a musical number.
There was a quartet.
Yeah, fireworks.
Mr. Brown was going to be here in his tuxedo. I had a ball gown.
For weeks.
Oh, yeah. I think we were, what, 56,000 in the hole, something like that?
Foxtrot down the drain.
Anyway, so, you know.
Whatever.
Life
I guess we're
happens.
just not that popular.
That's right.
with
That's
the
right.
People who were supposed to guest star. But,
so what we did was we had to scramble.
Yes.
And we had to go to
scrambled.
Jason's list of really crappy movies that are available for free on Amazon Prime.
Thank God it was free.
Oh, I would have been livid with you.
Imagine if you had
paid for
spent
that
money for
damn
this.
movie.
What I did was a while back I put together a list of movies that are obviously crap, mostly science fiction.
It's quite the scientific process that he's been going through.
It's very scientific.
It's very official.
And that is our backup. So whenever we have something happen, we lose a movie or we lose a guest or something, we have this list to go to. And this is our first chance to delve into it and see if the movie that we picked meets the criteria for a good, bad movie.
I guess we'll find out.
And that's what we let's lay the criteria out now. One, they have to have really been trying.
Yes, they had to have taken themselves seriously.
It had to be a
in this
serious
endeavor.
effort to make a movie.
Check.
2, obviously, it had to be garbage.
Check.
Double check.
3, it can't be boring. And that, I think, is because a bad movie that's boring that's not a good bad movie. It's got to be entertaining. So the choice we went with this week, Darth,
It's a movie called Alien Conquest, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
But is it?
Yeah, because
do they conquer anything?
yeah,
They conquer like one square block in New York.
yeah, but that's the only place the aliens are.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like they took
All right.
over the world. They and blew up the White House. I mean, my question during this movie was why didn't Earth just call Jeff Goldblum? He's done this before. It's not
No, he
his
was too
first
expensive.
rodeo.
Way too expensive.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They couldn't afford
needed
him.
a bargain basement actor.
And Mr.
they got him.
Mr. Brown, who did they get to headline this movie?
Well, you know it's important at the very end of the credits is, and Tom Sizemore.
That's right.
Ooh.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, you heard us right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And I didn't know anything about this movie whatsoever, Hindsighters, but when I looked up the IMDb page that Jason sent to us, I saw that Tom Sizemore was in it. And knowing that it's a trash-tastic movie, I was like, oh, Tom, what happened? And then I watched the movie, and I was really like, oh, God, Tom.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
He is seeing
I will be
better
standing in for
days.
Tom Sizemore the next time they shoot this film.
Yeah.
That's why I wore my alien killer uniform.
I think actually
his hat.
Tom Sizemore was technically standing in for Tom Sizemore when they made this movie.
He died.
That's right.
He
Yeah.
died, and his pet cats were propping him up so that they could keep getting a paycheck. That's what happened.
But the movie begins with a fairly, kind of impressive CG thing. You see one of the NASA rovers, and it's just scooting around Mars, and
I mean, there's worse CG in The Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and there's a big hole, and a spaceship flies out of it. Right? Are we all
From Mars.
okay?
Are you bearing with us?
No, this is important.
Stick with
though.
us. This is important.
So are we all in agreement that that's how the movie begins? There's
Yes.
a hole in Mars and a spaceship leaves.
Yes.
Yes.
Then what the hell are they talking about 15 minutes later about a volcano going off?
Because that's one of the fascinating things about this movie, Hindsighters.
On
is
Mars.
That our main character, Allison, happens to be a seismologist, astronomer who has a minor in bio and chemical engineering.
She's very smart.
Yes,
And she talks fast.
Yes, well, you'd have to. They
This
talk almost
is
as fast as
the
Gilmore Girls, but
the
with a
bargain
scientific-
basement Audrey Plaza character.
Yes.
If you can't afford Audrey Plaza,
hire
whatever.
Emily Killian.
Emily Killian.
And if you
No
can't
offense,
hire
Emily.
Greg Kinnear, get poor man's Greg Kinnear, which is Anthony Jensen in this movie.
We'll come to that because we actually were having a discussion before the show of which actual actor they were envisioning.
Yeah, because with Emily Killian, I thought she looked more like a scrawny Jennifer Lawrence, and you said Aubrey Plaza.
I saw
I can
Aubrey
see both
Plaza.
of them.
Yeah.
But who did you say Anthony Jensen looked like? Almost said
He sounded like a poor man's Brad Dourif.
Yes,
But he acted like
I'm
a
with you.
poor man's William H. Macy.
yes.
Like if you can't afford
Okay.
William H. Macy,
Yeah,
this is your guy.
and if you can't afford Tom Sizemore, then
Get Tom Sizemore.
If you can't afford drunk Tom Sizemore, get sober Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, he literally
Yeah.
he took a 6-pack as payment for this beer or this movie. And this movie was directed by a man named Mario Bonasin.
A man named Mario.
Just Mario.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, it's a
Luigi
Mario.
Pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luigi Pass.
Hard pass.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, so Allison is
What's the movie about?
an astronomer. She starts off as a seismologist because, like you said, Jason, she is tracking a dormant volcano that erupted, and it's like a big
Mount Olympus. Olympus Mons.
it's a big,
Yeah.
jump in her career. And she and her brother, who apparently have a 40-year age gap,
Yeah, they do.
work at the same observatory. And they have some sort of brother-sister banter, and he's congratulating her, but also taking some of the credit for the volcano
Yeah.
project. And he's kind of ripping on her a little bit, like, hey, you should give me that promotion I've been wanting. And she was like, I don't know, that'll look like I'm playing favorites. And I was like, but there's literally no one else who works.
You
in the
never see another
observatory.
employee.
The only
in
other two
this
people who even
place.
go into that building are Tom Sizemore and his also stuttering subordinate in the army.
yeah.
Or Air Force, rather.
And this scene, we establish our characters because in this movie we establish characters by them just talking.
Yeah.
We never establish shots. You never see the entire room anywhere that you're in.
No.
But this
because they're in Mario's mother's basement.
Yeah.
They have
But
to do
in the scene where we're establishing Allison and Henry, it felt like a community theater. Like I felt like I was sitting in the audience.
Seriously,
and
he could be her dad.
yeah, no, he could. He could totally play her dad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't question that.
And his body movements remind me of Jim Brewer, the comedian. His facial features. That's what I think of when I think special forces. Jim
Yeah.
Brewer.
You imagine like a Jeff Dunham puppet. That's what I think
Oh my
of
God,
when
he
I.
does kind of look like Jeff Dunham. Wow. Go aliens! I kill you.
So this movie is loosely inspired by events which were similar to a book that was located next to a copy
God.
of War of the Worlds.
Yes.
It's the inception of
Yeah.
War of the Worlds.
Because it involves Mars and aliens, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And microbes.
And microbes. And gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
And-
gas.
and-
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
He did everything.
Huge beaker of super disease.
that they come up with. We'll get to the ending.
yeah,
we'll get to the
yeah,
end.
we got time.
So, they're talking about the volcano in the observatory, and it's a big landslide of a thing in Allison's career, and it's great. And then they start noticing this odd activity in space because, they're suddenly talking about space for no reason.
Yeah, because they have, they got a big telescope. It's see space.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the synopsis, which isn't even correct. So, sibling astronomers discover Martians are threatening to attack Earth, but no one believes them until Martians land and nearly destroy all of New York City.
Which is completely not what the
can
movie
just say
is.
New York.
That is not the plot of this
No,
movie.
they didn't discover the Martians. They
Yeah.
were surprised by that. The Army and the Air Force discovered the Martians,
Oh, there we go, Tom Sizemore.
but then, there's never that disbelief
Ollie.
going on. They just discovered that it was aliens who wiped out, a bunch of astronauts, and they were like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah,
I knew those guys.
If you had any astronauts up there, they're definitely dead.
Have you had any astronauts in orbit? They are gone.
Tom Sizemore has just made his wallowing entrance.
Yeah.
And-
Seriously,
and-
he looks like he was melted in
Wait a
wax
minute. Did
museum.
was his assistant driving the car, or did the car just drive up and
I think they both just got out of the back.
Because they both got out of the back. You never see who was actually driving the car.
No,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think
wow.
we could have handled a third Army, Air Force guy.
Marine,
here's the
United
thing about
States
Space Force,
Marine
there were some
Force.
Space Force
Yeah.
people
That's
here.
true, but
Newly minted.
Yeah.
But the thing about the camo, let's talk about that.
Well, before we talk about that, we have to talk about Tom Sizemore's appearance and performance. Because in the entire movie, he talked like,
tell me what
I should have watched it with closed captioning, because then I would have known what the hell he was saying.
Yeah.
I did a little research. Tom has had some problems in the past.
What kind of problems?
Like last week.
He stopped drinking about an hour before he had to be
Yeah.
on set.
he said he was over it. He's definitely admitted the other problem. Step one, check.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it does look like he's going through alcohol withdrawals as he's trying to perform. And he does look intently one direction at a presumed cue card to remember his line.
He's always looking off in the distance, kind of David Caruso style. And you know he doesn't have his lines
Hey, maybe he
memorized.
could play in the Joe Biden story.
I thought this was a zombie film.
He
He just got bit.
in this scene. In this
He
scene in
does look
particular.
like the guy who's dying of a zombie bite.
Well,
you're right.
because this is the only time you see him walk,
and he's barely
and he's
hanging on.
barely able to walk.
He's just lumbering
and look
around.
at the sweat.
Yeah, he's just dripping sweat, and he looks.
Yeah.
She's not panicking at the news about the Martian. She's
No.
panicking at the smell of Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Well,
He smells like a brewery.
she's pissed off because of this whole. They knew when they made this that they had to have some conflict between the scientists and the military.
Well, of course you have.
So they come up with this thing about locking down the database,
Yeah.
and it's. I'm going to lock the database down. No, you're not.
But what
Yes,
does that,
I am.
What does it
No,
mean
you're
to lock
not.
Down the
Okay.
database? Like, is it about communication between other observatories?
Other observatories.
Okay, and I guess it's important for
Because
the
this
rest
is
of the
like
world.
the only observatory that can see Mars.
Well, I mean, locking it down wouldn't have made a difference because the Martians only went to New York. They didn't
true.
go
That's
anywhere
true.
else in
Yeah.
the world. So it
Not
wouldn't
Southern
matter.
California. Let's make that very clear.
Where the battleships are?
This was all in New York.
Right.
None of this was filmed in Toronto or Southern California.
No, clearly. Absolutely. And I love how they just, even how they dress her, because they want her to be a scientist, but she's also in a hoodie. Like, they're trying to make her
I know.
look like
She's a
hipster
hip
nerdy.
scientist.
Yeah, she's a hip new scientist.
And it's amazing how quickly, I think they got the alert an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
And they made the drive, and they knew exactly what was wrong, and they got to the right astronomer who could add all the time. That line of communication is not set up.
Yeah.
No.
That's military efficiency right there.
Yes.
That the Army is known for.
You know, on my boat, we had a problem in the bow. It took us an hour and a half to figure out back aft what was going on. And look at this. This guy drove 100 miles in 15 minutes to get to the right person.
Well, he's got Steve
It's amazing.
McQueen technology because he's on the border of
Well,
Switzerland
actually,
in 15 minutes.
a lot of people don't realize that part of the Patriot Act established that a Tom Sizemore has to be within 15 minutes of
Calling all
of
Tom
every
Sizemores.
observatory. Yeah, in America.
Get to your quadrants.
That's actually
Michael Vincent,
the reason
where
he
are
looks
you?
like this is because he's actually like a 6th generation clone of Tom Sizemore.
No, not clone. They started breeding them after they made the clones. And so he's more inbred than a sandwich at this point. So
Who's the lady?
I don't know. I feel sorry for her though. But yeah, so the uniforms on top
Yes.
of the bad performances, the uniforms are the opposite of uniform because they're wearing Air Force style
That's a good
camo.
point. There's no uniformity.
There's no uniformity. They're wearing infantry print hats with Air Force uniforms, and
And in
it
general,
looks like,
the general has his hat kind of canted back and kind of the leisure mode,
hip, bro.
much like the lady to my left.
Somebody probably told Tom Sizemore, I'm not doing that.
and it's so obvious that like somebody's kindergarten child ironed on those patches of the American flag because they're like barely.
But they got
hanging
a
onto the
blind
uniforms.
person to put them on because they're upside down, they're backwards.
Yeah.
One of them is literally, he's not kidding, Hindsighters. One of the flags on the sleeve, I think, it's upside down.
It was upside down.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's like the blind person did it. How did I do? You did great.
You
Don't
did.
say any. Just don't mention it.
It was
It's
free
fine.
labor.
It's
Don't
good.
say anything. Ugh, it's like
Their costume
it's
budget
like
was
not telling
low.
Malik
Yeah.
that he got the wrong shark. You just leave it alone.
We need. You know what? We need to come up with an award, the Malik Award.
We need a TED Award.
For people who inadvertently
Award.
get all of their friends killed.
Oh, right. Yes,
So,
of course.
yeah.
The Malik Award.
So then who's the Malik in this? Is it Tom Sizemore?
Well, you don't really see a lot of deaths.
No. Well, they talk about a lot of deaths. They're
Yeah,
like,
but-
oh, they
It
blew
cost
everybody away.
It cost extra to have
Yeah.
bodies.
I guess
It really
so.
I mean-
does.
No, because I looked at IMDb. There are only 23 people in this movie, grand total. So, yeah, even though they have to give the illusion of the masses of army, they don't have that many people. There's the mechanic. There's like
Yeah,
a couple of
Meth Head
people.
Charlie.
Meth
Head Charlie.
Um,
Tom
the
Sizemore.
bearded wonder.
The bearded guy.
The bearded wonder, the completely idiotic soldier that Allison talks to, who's like, "Oh, you can't go back here, ma'am. I'm gonna stop you.
Oh, wait, you mean you can't go back because the military thing?
It's secret stuff that you don't know about."
Call them mumbles.
I want to. One, we've moved into the send all the stock footage we've got. Fire
All the
all the
fighters.
stock footage at those aliens.
It's not even like
It's totally inconsistent stock footage.
it absolutely is. Strike Zone had better stock footage than this movie.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah, oh, it
welcome.
did. Oh,
Thank
Strike.
you.
No, much
Yeah.
better.
I'm not
much
even
better
being a smart
stock
ass.
footage.
It really did.
Strike Zone was a better movie.
I thought so too.
Strike Zone was a
100%.
no.
Had,
The
you know,
soldiers were far
better
better looking in
dialogue.
that movie.
It was way better actually. than,
No,
I mean,
yeah, we're not even being.
you know what this
smart
movie
aleck.
needs? Dunk.
Dunk. Oh, dunk.
But
Dunk.
he was one of the soldiers.
God rest your soul, Dunk.
Goodbye,
He was
Dunk.
one of
It
the
was-
Air Force that crashed his plane into the aliens. That would be a better way for Joe Lara to have gone out in real life.
Oh God, was that a Joe Lara crashing a plane joke?
Yes.
Oh
Nice.
damn!
That's who Dunk was.
I know, but then oh God, wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. We're gonna get the fan clubs coming after us now. His wife is
oh.
His wife's going to come at yeah.
sorry.
God
Yeah,
is going to
wife.
strike you dead for that.
I think me and God are on the same page.
They say everything.
God was
happens
happy
for a
to have
reason.
Dunk. Get him back.
Now
He's buff.
one of the things that is a pet peeve of mine, and it's very minor,
Do tell.
but did you notice how whenever they cut to the establishing shot of the Pentagon, even though we never actually went
like a
in,
Macy's
but we
department
didn't
store.
actually, it cut from an establishing shot of the Pentagon to stock footage of airplanes. So it's not like we went into a room in the Pentagon.
No, it's seriously like,
So they established a place we don't go to,
yeah.
but I hate it when people show you something like the Pentagon
That
and
you
they
don't
and
need
they
to see.
and they feel the need to write on the screen the Pentagon,
Yeah.
Washington D.C., not that lame one.
No, the
one in
real,
Detroit.
the real
Yeah.
Pentagon, Morty.
Yes.
You know, it's like if you show me the Statue of Liberty, you don't have to put the Statue of Liberty. I got it.
You got it.
I
yeah.
got it.
I don't know. What if you're exceptionally dumb like Henry, who is somehow a
I saw
scientist?
Ghostbusters. I know that the
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty is.
Well, Frankenheimer actually talked about that when he made Ronin. If you watch Ronin, when they go to different cities, it'll always say the name of the city. Except one time in the movie where the character says, we're going, I don't remember, say it's Paris, I don't remember, but like, we're going to go to Paris, let's go. And it cuts to the city, and Frankenheimer deliberately didn't put the word there because he didn't want to insult the audience.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frankenheimer.
Johnny.
Okay,
God rest
here's-
his soul.
Here's the soldier whose beard is wildly not
He
regulation.
just got off the set of a Cuban dictator.
Yeah.
And they just
He does
put
look
it-
like a Cuban revolutionary,
really
doesn't he?
does.
Yes.
You half expect him to be chomping on a cigar or something, but it's all dialogue. It takes forever to actually get into the action of this movie, considering
Oh, yeah.
what little plot there is. And speaking of that, there's even some subplot that they introduced that never plays out. For instance, Allison, she's attracted to silver foxes. Her husband seems older than she is, and he's got a daughter from his previous marriage. And
We
you
think.
get this like impression that the stepdaughter has beef with Allison, which I would assume so. They graduated the same year from high school, and one of them made the cheerleading squad,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
other
They're both
didn't.
vying for the homecoming queen.
Which one did the quarterback lay?
Ouch.
Junie.
Junie.
Allison was a nerd in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
And Junie probably made fun of her, but then she's like,
Yeah, but
I'll get
Junie,
my revenge. I'm going to
Junie
marry
was
your
friends.
dad.
Yeah, but Junie was friends with that weird guy.
Allie hooked up with the chemistry
Yeah.
teacher.
Oh, my God.
And that was a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
scandal.
Oh,
Huge
Allie's into
scandal.
older guys, so.
Yeah.
But seriously, Junie doesn't seem that much younger than Allison, and Junie has injured herself skateboarding, and so she's been hospitalized and underwent some sort of major
Yeah,
surgery.
she was
evidently.
diagnosed with an owie.
Meanwhile, her makeup is on
Perfect.
fleek, you guys.
Oh,
Beautiful
so
makeup.
Oh,
it's dripping.
That's
it's bussin'.
It's bussing. Yes. I'm learning all this from my kids.
We're old. Anyway.
By the way, I loved just a few seconds ago, Lieutenant Beard.
It's Beard for say.
Who happens to know this former special
Oh yeah,
forces
Well, they were
guy?
in-
Well, it's a very small community.
They were
It's
in
a very small
Space Force
community.
together.
Yeah.
Which has only been around for a couple of years.
I know.
I was in Space Force in Korea. No, but he says he says there's or I don't know if he says it or if the radio says it to him, but somebody says the UFOs, they're to the northeast of us, and then they cut to the UFOs in space.
Yeah, and apparently the UFOs can move at 3 million kilometers per minute.
Yes.
That's some impressive technology,
Yes.
is what that is.
Yes, that is very fast. You
That's
don't see
fast.
them doing that.
No.
It's important to notice. You don't see any of the interesting things that they describe in this movie.
And a lot of the dialogue peters out. A better actors could have done something with it because
Tom looks confused.
Lieutenant Beardface, he says, if heavy weapons don't work, I don't know.
I don't know. We're
now,
done.
Now, a really good actor could probably make that work and like bring the doom into it.
Yeah.
But they obviously couldn't.
Harrison
afford
Ford
anybody.
could deliver that line. If heavy weapons don't work, get the fuck out of my house.
Why is Harrison treating the magician poorly?
Yes.
So many of the lines peter out because when Allison's hanging out with Meth Head Chris on the airplane trying to hide from the aliens.
Meth Head Charlie.
Meth Head Charlie?
Yeah.
Is his name Charlie?
No, his name is Chris.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I just call him Meth Head Charlie.
Lieutenant Beardface, got it.
Yeah.
But at
Tom
one
Sizemore.
point, they're hiding from the aliens, and Chris finds the minibar with, gas station turkey subs in it.
Yeah, they're literally because they had to have a prop.
Yeah.
So they went to a gas station because they needed it to be like an airplane food.
Yeah.
So it's all like wrapped up and but it's huge.
Yeah.
I've never been on an airplane where you want
If you
a big.
ever flew first class, you'd know.
Well, I do fly first class, but we don't get sandwiches.
Oh.
But he looks at her.
You
he's
want
like,
a big gulp?
But he looks at her. He's like, "You want a cold turkey sandwich?" And she goes, "Well,
Cold turkey,
Yeah.
like Tom Sizemore.
oh, snap." But yeah, just some of the dialogue. It's shoehorned in, and it's so utterly pointless.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, the dialogue is consistently too much dialogue. That's and that's
Less is more is what I
Yeah.
believe in.
Well, there's the rule in film: show me, don't tell me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you do, and the other rule, the corollary to that is, if you can't afford to show me, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Do a different movie.
Don't sit there and just talk the entire time.
yeah.
Nobody needs that.
And they actually do something worse than just talking. Throughout most of the movie, usually you would expect people to look at their phone. Oh no, I'm seeing that this thing is happening, and then you would cut to an over-the-shoulder shot, and you would see.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Maybe once or twice. You see the iPad once.
Yeah.
And you see a computer
Well-
once or twice, but almost all of it is just them.
Well, after Blair Witch and Cloverfield, they didn't want to have that
Yeah, I know, but it's
effect with the camera. But yeah, so Junie is sitting in the hospital looking like a rock star,
looking good.
looking
Oh,
super
yeah.
healthy. There's clearly nothing wrong with her. And her
That
dad,
should be Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum should be the dad.
Well, then I'd be Allison. I volunteer. But yeah, Junie.
Or Judd Hirsch.
Oh God.
Oh.
Now we got a movie.
That's a callback to a oldie but goodie.
Oh my. Anyway, yeah, so they allude to the fact that there's some friction between Junie and Allison, and they specifically mention it twice because Allison says something to her brother. It's to the effect of, "Yeah, I'm not winning Stepmom of the Year," because her.
Oh, did she actually say that?
Yeah, she did.
in the observatory.
Yeah, in the very
In the
beginning.
beginning.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, because she says that, and then when they're in the hospital, the dad and the daughter, Junie's expressing nothing but concern for Allison. She's like, "Oh my gosh, look at this! It's happening
Yeah.
near the observatory." And her dad's like, and he says something like, "Oh, she wishes she could be here. Don't worry, she knows why you're upset." And you're like, "Oh, okay. What the hell
Well-
did Allison do?" And at first you wonder if like maybe she crashed a car that she was driving and Junie got hurt
Something.
and she didn't.
Anything.
anything that could cast a pall on their relationship. But no, then they get in the car when they have to evacuate, and she's like, as long as you don't go like, 360ing off a ramp again, that'd be great. Like, you're like, oh, okay, so she hurt herself skateboarding?
Well,
what's the drama?
Yeah,
there?
they make it out like, I promised I would be there when she came out of surgery. So you're thinking that like it's somebody who's having like heart surgery or something really serious. But, I found out that, there was a volcano that was going to blow up on Mars. That's my job. I had to come in.
That's what I do for a living.
And it turns out not only is she just getting like her owie, scraped.
Her owie.
Little Vicks vapor rub put on.
Yeah, but she's literally the only character in the movie who isn't aware that there's supposed to be conflict between her and her stepmom.
Yeah.
It's like nobody told the actress.
No, because she expresses more concern of the stepmom than her dad does over his wife. Like, he's just like, no, Allison, you shouldn't go. There's that obligatory moment between them later when she realizes that she's the only one who can save the world. Yeah. Or just save New York in this case. But he's like, no, don't go. And she goes, I have to. And they doesn't even kiss her goodbye.
I wonder what part of New York this is.
Upstate. It's upstate.
Yeah, it's got to be upstate. Yeah.
It's a lot of forest outsiders.
But
it's the Adirondacks.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one thing.
Owie.
Henry goes to the site where the aliens have landed, and what was the reasoning behind that? He was going to try to.
He was going to get data.
He was going to use his tricorder.
Yeah, and he was going to with it.
He didn't do. All he did was look.
Yeah. He was boots on the ground, except they were loafers.
Yeah.
Loafers on the ground.
It's okay. The soldiers were wearing loafers too. So.
Yeah, but they are camo loafers.
Yeah, regulation Uggs.
But
our soldiers are comfy.
So Henry's supposed to go to the site to actually determine what kind of life forms are in the ships.
Yes.
And the ships are just impermeable. I mean, plane after plane after plane crashes into them, and they drive home the point that the hulls are like impenetrable on the aliens' machinery. Then later, somehow, the dad punches one, and it just disintegrates.
We should talk about later on in the movie there is a scene where, for the first time in the movie, the alien sticks like a tentacle or a probe.
Oh yeah.
Inside where.
Inside the farmhouse window. Yeah. Because they go to the upstate New York to the grandparents' farm, and the grandparents aren't there.
But that was exactly what happened in War of the Worlds. Remember, the little eye came through, and the guy took it off with an axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy, I guess they couldn't afford any more weapons after this Goodwill run for costumes.
Yeah, he literally just punches it, and it leaves.
He Hulk smashes.
And it doesn't come back.
No,
Yeah.
it was frightened.
To hell with this.
Yeah.
Well, now it's in the hospital with its own purple eyeshadow, getting his owie looked at.
It's got a cast on one of its tentacles.
That might have been
I'm so mad at my stepmom for not being here.
It might have been the alien's
Well,
penis.
she is on
That's
Mars
true.
dying.
Without protection.
That is true.
He likes to screw a house window without any kind of protection.
Maybe lady aliens look like houses.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know.
Yeah, we
don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, that's science fiction, man.
And okay, I feel so badly for the guy who plays Tom Sizemore's subordinate because I don't know if Tom Sizemore just was so terrible that he was just sucking the air out of the room, because the guy who's playing his subordinate, I don't even know his name. He's mimicking the exact style that Tom Sizemore is, because he's
learning from the master.
Yeah,
I guess.
I agree with you.
Because he's sitting there like, Captain, if we do this, then this can happen. Like, he does these weird punctuating pauses between what he says, and it's like he's mimicking Tom Sizemore. It doesn't make any sense.
You have to imagine how disappointing that must have been for an actor. You're going to be in this movie. It's a low budget science fiction movie, but you're going to be acting all your scenes with Tom Sizemore. What?
Sweet.
Oh.
No, it's like I won't name the podcast, but there was an actor who apparently
Something smells like acetone. Oh my God! Tom Sizemore just entered the room.
No, but apparently David Caruso's kind of like, or not David Caruso. It was one of the Law and Order crime show thing. Oh, Ice-T. So apparently he's
David Caruso, Ice-T.
No, I said David
basically
Caruso
the same person.
No, but they're both terrible actors and they're on crime shows. But this guy was talking about, oh yeah, I was a minor character on like SVU. I love iced tea on SVU. But he apparently smells like death in the morning. And just gets in the poor young actor's face, and he's, just swinging his dick around. But he's a terrible actor, and he apparently smells like something died in his mouth. And that's got to be...
Well, I can see the terrible actor part.
Not that I idolize iced tea. I do idolize water tea.
Yes.
But not iced tea.
I care now.
You made me care more. So, the dad is on the phone trying to contact Allison. And seriously, the entire movie, the young girl is just asking about her stepmom.
Yeah.
And they even have a nice arc that you mentioned off camera, Adam, the daughter and the stepmom. So what happens?
What did I mention? Okay. I've forgotten.
Throughout the movie, Junie's calling her Allison. Like, is Allison okay? Yes. But then what happens?
In the very last scene, Mom calls her Mom. The step monster is now Mom.
Yeah, and there was never any conflict.
We were already 30 minutes in.
We're 30 minutes in. We've got it.
I'm having too much fun with this.
We have an hour left in the movie, but like the last 10 minutes are credits.
Yeah.
So we're going to take we'll take a quick break, and we will be back in about 1 second. And we're back.
So soon.
It was Letterman.
Amazing.
Oh, Letterman. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That was a great story.
Not everything is public,
not everything's about you, hindsighters.
Jeez,
we got to have private lives.
Boundaries.
Back off.
So the movie is still going.
Oh.
And now now the brother is wandering through the wilderness. Which is
the only one. So
it's a metaphor for
first
something.
of all, I have to point this out because the aliens do, they attack the humans, and Henry is miraculously the only one that doesn't get obliterated
twice.
in this massive fire attack.
Twice.
And then when he's on the radio trying to call into his sister, he apparently doesn't understand the difference between the terms vaporized and on fire.
Yeah.
Because the Martians just like blew everything up, and he's like, they vaporized everything. So you have to wonder if that's what the CG was supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
And they couldn't afford it.
Well, and also don't forget, he doesn't just miraculously survive there.
Miraculously
at the end of the movie, when the building is in, it's completely it's vaporized.
I was thinking Marky Mark.
That's vaporized.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. And he just
didn't
pushes
have a golden movie stand to hide underneath either.
No. Fortunately, a piece of concrete fell just perfectly.
Yeah.
So it didn't crush him, but it shielded him.
Is that more or less believable than surviving a nuclear blast in a refrigerator?
Let's not bring that up.
I did it. Well, okay. Here's a comparison. So, what do we do to defeat the aliens in this movie, gentlemen?
I don't remember. So the laser and somebody's got a Windex bottle.
Yeah, it was a combination of botulism and lasers.
Yeah.
It's like my bachelor party.
Well, that's why I had to take the glitter off of Mr. Brown's uniform earlier, because apparently
this has multiple purposes.
Exactly. That's all Velcro, folks.
Yes.
Hey, that's some extra pocket money right there.
Botulism and laser beams. That's going to be the nightclub I open. I'm gonna be a raconteur.
I want to work there as the bartender.
Now, I love how Henry takes down this guy with the gun. Watch this, ready?
And then immediately throws the extra gun away.
I know.
When the world is ending.
He just gets rid of the gun.
Well, because the guy can't just ask for a ride of these two girls. He's got to hold them up at gunpoint instead.
Yeah, what was he?
I guess his car, like all the cars, have they done the EMP yet? Because there's an EMP that doesn't obey the laws of science whatsoever.
The girls who, and we need to look their names up because they're the two worst actresses in the history of motion pictures. And it's
the daughter and the niece of the director.
Yeah, it has to be. Yes. Has to be. They're just awful. They have no range. They have no ability to emote and they're pointless.
Yeah,
they serve no purpose.
Well, they're there to add tension to.
They're there to make Henry look like more like a rugged hero.
Yeah, Henry's got to look after them, so that makes his whole saga.
Because he even has a line later where, because he and Allison get separated for a while, and she's like, "Where have you been?" And he was like, "Oh, I was held up in a house with two young girls for."
It sounded a little perverted
it did,
when he said that. I felt uncomfortable.
What's the judge going to say?
We slept in different bedrooms.
It was head to toe.
We had to keep each other warm,
She asked me to choke her.
Gently.
That's right.
Aww. But, okay, let's see what their names were.
Doesn't matter.
You were just saying... Okay, so
here they are.
No, that's Junie. Okay, so D'Angelo Davis is the stuttering subordinate to Tom Sizemore. The two girls are Polina... I can never say this last name. Yoon?
Yeah, Young Win.
Yeah, okay.
Young Win.
And then there's Tori Richardson. And then they play Alina and Rebecca.
Alina and Rebecca.
Keep your eyes out for those two ladies.
Yeah, I can't wait to see their breakout role in the Bermuda Tentacles, which is not a porn.
Surprisingly. Oh, Jack Pearson plays Cap. They didn't even spell Captain correctly on IMDb.
Is it C-A-P apostrophe N?
C-A-P-T-I-A-N.
C-A-P-N.
Captain?
Captain.
Captain.
Ogilvy.
Ogilvy.
No.
Oh, they didn't
Ogilvy.
Ogilvy?
That's how they spell it.
Oh, God.
IMDb. I like Lieutenant Beardface. That's way better. I can't even get this out.
So we've moved into now another phase of the movie where they're all sitting around iPads talking
that
about
work. Despite the fact,
and where are they sitting? In their own bunker that they just happen to have at the farmhouse.
That's true.
Like every New Yorker.
And it's
with an underground garage.
And it's got a very, very natural light sort of thing going on. You don't usually get that in bunkers.
Well,
No.
but
Nor
there's also
internet
the window.
access.
Yeah, that's usually a hard thing to come by.
At the bunker.
The bunker.
Well, it had to be something convenient for Allison to be able to still use electronics in their car once the strongest EMP the galaxy goes off.
Do you remember when those aliens attacked? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They knocked out my droid, and now I'm bored. But so they're in this bunker. Apparently, they're at Mark's parents' house in upstate New York.
I thought they were shooting that building at first.
I did. As did I.
It was
I
like,
thought, there goes the hotel for the SNL
wah, wah,
people.
boom.
Yeah, so like a fighter jet crashes into this. They call them what? Tripods?
Yeah, and that sequence, because we've mentioned already that it feels like parts of this movie were done after it was filmed.
It had.
So the dialogue was done, but then there's special effects that just don't match with the dialogue.
Yeah.
Because the military specifically says, Tom Sizemore's assistant looks at the footage and says, an F-35 hits a tripod. And it's not an F-35, it's an F-18, it's a Hornet. And I know that seems like I'm nitpicking, but that's just the sort of thing you're supposed to get right.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was a trash-tastic movie, you can say, wow, they did get all the technical and scientific terms.
And you could tell that they were actually trying to do that with the scientific stuff.
Yeah, they
went on Wikipedia. Yeah, they went on Wikipedia for the scientific stuff. They didn't go on for the military stuff.
But like all these planes repeatedly crash into the tripods throughout the movie, nothing. Then Mark can take one apart with his bare hands, and what takes them out at the end? Regular
Windex.
Rockets and M4s.
Windex.
Water.
Yeah, she squirts it on them, but you don't get to see it. You don't get to see that happening.
You just see her spraying it at one of them. You don't see what it does to them. Because the weakness of the aliens, for those of you who haven't seen this absolute
I haven't seen the War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I'm assuming most of you out there.
their weakness, unlike the aliens in Signs, is not water. It is disease. They
Microbes.
They have no immune system, evidently.
Their weakness is disease.
And we discovered that because
Just like the Native Americans. That's right.
Oh, man.
It's true, right? Come on.
God, Adam. So their weaknesses are smallpox blankets, is what you're saying.
All right, come on.
We just
Shame
lost
on you,
another
Adam.
viewer. We just lost another viewer. And we lost Tom. He's never coming back.
The
He
only
doesn't even know that he's awake right
the
now.
only place that broadcasts this show is tribal radio, man. Now we lost our whole market.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You can blame me for that.
Anyway, God, that derailed the hell out of me. I forgot what we were even talking about.
But wait a minute, they've just parked their car.
Yes.
And they're going south also. Can you fix the car?
Well, no, the EMP has gone off at this point, and it shuts down cars, it shuts down radios, it shuts down everything. So
I wish you shut down cameras.
Yeah, right. Because then we wouldn't
have to watch this.
But Henry's explaining, like, Henry and Allison both figure out separately that the blast of chemicals or whatever that's being emitted from the Martians' tripods, it's basically them trying to depressurize Earth
whatever.
by stealing our atmosphere and turning it into another Mars.
But they already had a Mars.
I know they didn't explain what was wrong with Mars.
What's wrong with the first one?
No,
There's plenty of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never find out why the alien. Like maybe they're overpopulating there.
Well, these girls are just acting the hell out of it. Will the EMP hurt my roots?
Oh, like you even have any roots, Stephanie? My God, but
bitch. Hope the aliens fucking eat you.
Yeah, so now Henry's stranded with two jailbait chicks out in the woods.
If there was a little romance between the three of them, I think that would have added a lot.
When they hide in the tree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Later on.
He's like crouching behind them.
Because he's like, girls, get in here. All right.
Crouching.
He puts his arms around
Yeah,
them.
I
It's
know.
like, you're so soft.
Oh, God.
If it's the end of the world,
Because
how about...
crouching in the...
It's
And
been
do
a while.
you know who would have played him if this movie was made in the 50s? And I'm not kidding.
Who?
Gregory Peck.
No, there's only one actor. It would have been Peter Graves.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been Peter Graves.
You're right. You're right.
It would have been if this was a Roger Corman movie, and it is very similar to a Roger Corman movie. They're even walking,
You have to expect
which is what
Calamity
Corman
Jane to
did,
just zoom by.
or Bird-Eye Gordon, or one of those guys. But it would have been Peter Graves, and
No,
he
it
would
should
have
have been David Carradine.
Carradine would have been the general.
Yes.
Tom Sizemore is
You
the
forgot to
latter
bring the
day.
lemons to the observatory.
No, but and Peter Graves would have gotten the girls in the tree.
Yeah.
And I have to put my hands on your breasts, girls. It's the only way to protect them from the alien rays.
Oh, I didn't tell you that I've got, a protective shields in my hands.
Yes.
Do you know who Peter Gray's brother was?
No.
James Arness.
Really?
I did not know that.
Oh.
Who played the Thing in the original movie? James
I'll be
Arness.
damned. I love James. James Arness is awesome.
He was
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
But what a great two brothers.
Yeah, no
they're
shit.
both very
They're
successful.
just two brothers
Yes.
in a van.
Little trivia for you hindsighters.
So wait, we've cut back to the high school
Yeah.
because that they're obviously
They're
filming
clearly
in.
in a high school.
And what are they doing? What's happening?
Allison has discovered that the EMP has knocked out her equipment because she was going to relay information to the government regarding the Martians while she was protecting her family. Because the General Sizemore tried to get her to go with him to help them out, and she was like, "No, I can't abandon my husband
my
and my
family."
daughter." And
4-fucking-star general.
so instead of staying in the safety of
The high school.
U.S. military, no, she takes her husband and daughter to a farm.
A bunker. A bunker
which
is a farm.
is somehow equipped with underground parking as well, because the car is not knocked out. The husband even says that.
Yeah, her last name that they never mentioned in the show. Her last name is actually undisclosed
Fisher.
location.
No, her name is Dr. Allison Fisher. I know. I had to step all over that.
Oh wait, who's the Wanda chick? The WandaVision chick. I really like her. Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, one of the Olsen sisters.
She's got a little Elizabeth Olsen vibe.
The hair for sure. Yeah.
Now that's not a dig at I love Elizabeth
No,
Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen's great.
If you ever get a chance to watch Wind River, fucking watch that movie.
Cool.
It's awesome. Jeremy Renner's in that too. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the phase of the movie where characters are
Oh, watch. He just says Allie. He's just like, Allie.
Well, because
Allie.
this is the moment I was talking about earlier, where she's showing so much more emotion about, like, I have to save the world, and her stepdaughter's more upset about her leaving than her husband is.
I think he's kind of, let's
He's
be
kind
honest.
of like a 2x4. He
But they
just
never
takes up
kiss.
space.
No,
that's what I'm
if I was
saying.
married to someone 30 years younger, I'd probably kiss her a few times.
Would you?
Unless
That shocks me. What?
Allie, don't go.
Yeah.
I really totally want you to live so I can have heterosexual sex with you.
Allie, don't. God. You're always doing this. But
Do you like my beard?
I saw it on Queer Eye. But yeah, so Allie's leaving to go save the world because she's literally the only person on the planet who can.
No other scientist.
Yeah,
we
no
have
other scientist.
one 4-star general, Tom Sizemore, one scientist. That's it.
Well, Henry's also a scientist.
How are we $10 trillion in debt? We got 2 people.
Well, they make an awful lot of money.
That's true.
That's
That's
a
true.
big salary
That's
that
true.
we're paying. And yeah, so Junie's crying and Mark is, but you're right, Adam. They never so much as kiss each other. It's not, there's no chemistry between those two actors at all.
It's a platonic relationship.
Yeah, he had to stop taking the little blue pills because of his heart condition. So.
Oh wait, Tom's walking again.
Tom.
He's up.
Lumbering.
That is more of a lumber.
And then he was only
that's
up
a
for like
lumber.
2 seconds.
And then back down.
He was awesome in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh,
I know.
Awesome.
yeah.
And
Booze.
yeah,
You know,
I'll do it
Mr.
to you.
Booze, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about, Jason.
Well, you know, he gets a hold of people. You know.
Certain people worse than others, yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
I hear you.
But yeah, it just, none of the scenes have any electricity. There's no chemistry between any of the characters. In my
We
personal
call that
opinion.
phoning it in.
Yeah.
In the business, they were phoning it in for a
'Cause
paycheck.
You never really see, like, when Tom Sizemore is talking to his subordinate, you almost never see them in frame together. It's usually flipping back and forth between them. It's very rare that they're actually sitting there talking like.
Well,
they
you
are
have
now.
you have to wonder how many takes it took to get Tom Sizemore's lines.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of like Jay Muse in the Clerks
Yeah.
movies, because he was so ripped. That's right. That's the reason why Silent Bob even talked in the first place, because
Yeah.
Jay Muse couldn't get his lines.
Well,
out,
that's
so you gotta wonder.
I mean, Carrie Fisher. Same deal
Oh,
there.
God.
Is that right?
Toward the end.
Well, you know,
oof.
no, I mean that's the reason why, you know, in Empire Strikes Back, Carrie Fisher says, "I love you," and Han Solo says, "I know." You know why?
No.
Carrie Fisher was so bombed. She was supposed to say, "I love you." Han was supposed to say, "I love you too."
What?
Take after take after take after take until Harrison Ford went, "I know."
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Take
But
276.
she
Yeah.
did say, what was she?
She just,
That's not
that
even a
was
complicated line. That's just 3 words.
how much heroin have you done?
Yeah, you got to do a little bit of the brownstone.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't even.
She crashed.
None.
And the airbag did not deploy.
Yeah.
I'm sad about that.
American
no,
cars, man.
She
you
smashed
know?
her head into a jelly packet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's a very small airbag filled with jelly, and it hurt.
You can see the prosthetic
This is
makeup.
the one
I know.
where they say, "Look, I just love it. Look scared.
Yeah.
Look around scared.
She's like a little
Okay, then move on.
squirrel.
Yeah.
Just like,
Look
is
scared."
that bird still
Her
after
blood
me? Like,
clots really fast.
It does. Yeah.
Like super fast.
It's- yeah.
And there's no blood on the steering wheel.
Maybe she and Malik are
interesting.
related, because when he lost his arm to that shark, he didn't.
That's
bleed.
true.
So
That's
I mean,
true.
maybe they have some similar ancestry. Who knows?
And look, I don't want to dump too much on what's Allison?
Oh, Allison
Fe-
Fisher.
Allison Fisher.
Fisher?
Here's
Allison
your favorite scene though.
non-disclosed
Oh, here we go.
Dump
Yeah, here we go.
quickly,
Yeah. Man, what are you doing here?
You have
New
to
York
get
is in the
back.
mandatory vaccination places. Nobody.
I have business with General Reed at the Falcon Observatory.
Falcon.
This is an active war zone.
Hey,
You
I've got
must
my driver's
leave.
license.
See, there's a flag in the background.
And he's driving. What is that?
It's a Ford
like-
Taurus.
It's a
Yeah,
Taurus? Yeah.
I'm making that up. Who knows?
I think it is a Taurus.
Yeah, like we.
There are some generators. Most of them are fried.
But we're able to shut off some
the
of the
best line
radios.
by far is when he's describing the weapons that they're attempting to
Yeah.
attack the aliens with next, and
You mean the big ones?
the big guns. He's like, "These are really big guns, secret stuff. You don't know about it." Like it's.
But I do.
Best line in the
I know.
movie.
I'm
Yeah,
a private.
He's obviously not that high of a rank.
Well, because that's how it works. As soon as you join the army, they tell you all the top secret shit. Like aliens, Area 51, all that stuff. They just let them all know.
I mean, they actually told me just because I was wearing this hat.
Exactly, yeah.
That's exactly what happened. But that prosthetic skin
The look
is
on
really
her
obvious in the
face.
sun.
I know.
And then
She,
she's, should I cry?
Do some acting. Now look up scared.
Yeah,
But I don't want to be too hard on her.
she actually does the most.
She tries the
convincing
hardest.
job,
yeah,
in
she really tries hard in the movie, and she actually I think does a good job. I think if
I agree.
you could cast her in a proper movie or a proper TV series.
Yeah, and if she had somebody to work off of, like that'd be. I
Yeah.
think she'd do a decent
Yeah,
job.
I think she clearly has talent
Is he holding that? Is he
Yeah.
holding that walkie-talkie upside down?
because it's cool.
I guess so.
Well, a lot
Like
of people
shooting
do that.
sideways.
Yeah, and also they have like the most awesome walkie. You can call Washington D.C. on your walkie-talkie.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
they're
That's really
powerful.
awesome.
I need
Yeah,
walkie-talkie.
Top
you know?
secret.
Yeah,
That is some serious long range, and it's. Oh my God, Ted. Stuff you've never seen before.
That's who should have
Top
been in this
secret
movie.
stuff.
they should have just had her in it playing
No,
Alexis.
like he should have been. Ted and Alexis should have been the stars of this movie.
Yes.
No, David would have been Henry.
That would have been
They're getting rid of the atmosphere. Oh my God.
And when the vines, the alien,
And instead of a husband and a stepdaughter, you've got Moira and her husband.
I think we got ourselves a rewrite here.
Yeah.
We don't have time for a world overtaking. God, yeah.
He's very eloquent there, running.
I can't even do my whole.
Do you think he's the one with, does he have his flag upside down? Was this the guy?
I think that was the guy.
Yeah.
World War II. Is that the one? Yes, his flag is upside down.
And this is supposed to be a noble moment for him, but it so
isn't.
You have to stay here, stay safe to make it to the observatory.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, don't go. What are you doing?
His flag is fucking upside down.
It really is.
And it was almost falling off. His drill sergeant would rip him a new asshole for that.
Yeah, yeah. The music here is actually called "Death of Mouse-Faced Guy."
Oh my God, aliens! No! Look scared. Look really scared.
I would love to see just like an M1 fall, just slam.
Squish her like a grape.
He's getting worse and worse off looking. Like he looks like he's going through withdrawal as well.
Oh, wait, here's
the shivers moment.
That was the first time he screams, "Run!"
Yeah. God.
And then from this point on, the movie stops making any semblance of sense.
This is when the red vines are coming.
The red vines, the licorice things.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing.
And like when he tries,
one almost choked me out.
I know. Yeah. She makes it sound like it was
very shivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nasty. They're hungry for love. Those vines. But
what
does Henry call them? He's like, and he doesn't even pronounce it right. He goes, "They're kudzu." It's like kudzu on steroids.
Yeah, yeah.
And you spent time talking about kudzu, didn't you?
It's kudzu.
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 Yeah, kudzu.
We've got kudzu
it's all over Georgia.
Yeah. We have to have livestock eat it to make sure it doesn't take over the planet. Oh, because that was...
Hey, Tom Sizemore.
I remember that. I think I told that story about somebody on Twitter from a different country where they were asking Americans what kudzu was, because they were like, is it just like... It's like they thought it was the Blob and it was coming to get us. And I was
My
like,
grandma was killed by kudzu.
She took a nap and it just consumed
it just
her.
Got her.
She didn't move quick enough. She lost that.
Well, that's what we need. We need to make all the other people in the world think that's what's going on here.
Kudzu's like, well, that would make us more.
Man, those
Australia.
guys are badass.
Like, yeah, give us some more street cred. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the Americans have to get out of bed every day knowing they're facing that kudzu.
Yep,
oh my God.
It's tough.
Sometimes the kudzu goes in the water, pulls up a great white shark, and throws it at you. That's some bad shit there.
It hides snakes on purpose just so you'll get bit.
Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, sweetie. Sweetie, pretend something's choking you. I know you don't.
Here's your David Carradine moment.
And I think was that supposed to be payoff? Because they established in her first scene that she had a bottle opener on her key ring.
She cut it with the bottle opener.
I think that was set off and payoff.
Wow.
Set up and payoff.
So many setups that never.
It's like
off.
that's the one you paid off.
Yeah,
that's the one you paid off.
I guess. Because I didn't even notice that one, to be honest. You had to point it out for me.
Yes,
was that a CGI thing around her neck?
Yes, yes,
so
it was very
just
much.
Make believe.
Yeah,
it's choking me. Oh, and here's a moment where Henry ducks into the tree hollow.
All right, girls.
Giggity.
But he specifically says earlier in the movie that
I like
I'm
how
sitting on a twig. No, that's no twig.
Oh my God, there's like some branch and and I like how he's like, I'll get all the way into the tree and put you girls in front of me.
Y'all are my human shields. Because he specifically says earlier in the movie that the aliens seek out organic matter. That's why he calls them kudzu on steroids.
They're kudzu on steroids.
But if you crouch in the hollow of a tree, you're suddenly invisible.
Exactly.
Even though they're sticking out like 3 feet from the hollow.
Well, interestingly, everything around them is organic material, but I don't want to be too picky. It's all organic.
Well, and also apparently, so they shoot the gas out, but that gas just kind of has a range of about 15 feet.
And this Walking Dead moment where they duck into a house and then some strange
Don't open
man,
the window.
Let me in. No, don't open the window.
And then someone just takes a drag of a cigarette.
Yeah. And I love it. He keeps saying all of this data will be for nothing.
Yeah.
What What data?
No idea.
The shark
Did
data
he
from
like
Deep
draw
Blue Sea.
a picture of the UFO in a book?
It's a stick figure.
Yeah, it's a stick figure with
He
like
drew it
laser
in the dirt, but
beams.
then they like did that
What's this? Oh, that's a girl with big boobs. I just drew that. Whatever.
The last girl I had sex with.
So meanwhile, Tom Sizemore is still in. I forgot where he is.
He's in like.
Is he in the observatory?
Is he in the observatory?
I don't know.
He's in like a shopping mall office.
I think he didn't leave the observatory.
Yeah, that's
still
okay.
there.
Okay, so that is the observatory. All our military
They
grade
did
laser
leave
weapons have been disabled from
because-
the imp.
But doesn't he come out and get like vaporized later?
Yeah.
No, because he's talking about the observatory. They're not there anymore because they remember
okay.
they tried to get Allison to go wherever it was that they were going, and she said, "No, I have to go rescue my family."
Got it. I don't
Are they at
remember
the
a lot.
Pentagon?
The bad
That's
one.
right. That's
The
the
lame one.
Pentagon.
Maybe they're at the Pentagon.
Well,
Look at the sweat on that man's
seriously,
face.
he's not even moving.
He
Like,
is not well.
and it's not like both of them are sweating as if the set was hot or
No.
something like that. No, Tom Sizemore.
His
is
temperature
just-
was hot.
And I mean, I've known my share of alcoholics in my day, but I mean, if you can't go like a whole session of filming without starting to sweat,
Yeah, you've clearly got.
I don't know that AA is even going to do it for you, man. I think you're kind of being. Oh, there it is, Meth Head Charlie,
Meth Head Charlie.
who's dying of a
Gangrene. He's got gangrene.
It's an infected
Okay.
wound, is what she said later.
Yeah.
Because that's what kills the alien and tips the scales.
got
because-
really infected in 2 hours.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff happens quickly in this.
Well, he's a mechanic, so
Have
clearly.
they even?
That's true.
Has Nightfall even?
No.
This is all in one day.
It's one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like New York traffic, you could not even get. You couldn't even get to
True.
the farmhouse. It would take 17 hours.
Yeah.
God.
But that's okay. We have to suspend our disbelief.
Yeah. Yes. You have
and
to
we discover-
surgically remove your disbelief.
The aliens we discover have to eat us humans in order to sustain
As
themselves.
snacks.
But okay,
Yes.
I
To
want.
tide them over until they completely take
No
over
wonder
the
they attack
planet.
New York.
But
Dense
that brings up
population.
another question.
Yes.
Do tell.
The aliens we saw, they're those things that like have weird legs, and
Yes.
so the ships are not the aliens.
No.
no,
the
those are
people
tripods.
inside.
Those are
Okay, right.
machinery.
Spaceships.
Yeah.
When Meth Head Charlie gets eaten, he's eaten by the ship.
Well, I think
It, like-
a door opens and the guy reaches out and eats him.
Oh,
I was not paying close enough
okay. Because you
attention.
just see him like all of a sudden,
It's
like
like
it's
claymation.
oh,
Too. You're
okay.
gonna see it here shortly,
okay.
so just
okay.
keep your eyes peeled.
I'm gonna have to
Looking
watch
for
for
logic
that.
where there is none to be found, Jason. I'm telling you.
And what is this? Is this an isolated airfield?
I have no. I was going to ask you guys that.
plane in a
Hindsighters,
random
they're
field.
in a plane.
Did they establish why there was an
No.
airplane here?
No.
I thought it crash landed or something after the EMP.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm
But
glad.
there's no damage.
But it couldn't have. It would have fallen like a rock.
Right.
Well, there is damage because Meth Head Charlie has to repair it and then
Yeah.
buy it because every
But wait a minute. He's
Single
not an
mechanic.
airplane mechanic. What are the odds she would run into an airplane mechanic and a broken down airplane? Oh wait, he is an airplane.
He is.
whoa.
And he knows where to find food in the plane.
Oh man, it would have been a
all
lot
of us
cooler
know?
if he was like a rocket engineer, because then they would have found a broken down rocket.
Oh. Or if he
I'm a
was-
Titanic engineer. Oh look, the Titanic. It's here.
it just arrived. But yeah, so you can tell that Charlie is not going to make it. He's a little worse for the wear.
Because he's coughing.
He's
Yeah.
injured.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
that's
what
how-
you do in movies.
Yeah.
If you, my leg's broken.
I got the black lung pop. For Christ's sake, Eric, you've been down there for one day. Talk to me in 30 years.
I got a bunch of Victorian diseases.
I'm dying of consumption.
I got the
pop.
black lung and the consumption and the
the
crazy
vapors.
and the Jimmy legs and the
You only give it brandy when it
gammy
has the
leg.
crow.
He's got a gammy
I've got a
leg.
Jimmy leg. A trick knee. Oh.
I have pneumonia. But yeah, so Charlie's dying, and
Yeah, yes.
not before he can repair the plane, though. That's his dying mission, to save Allison. Because everybody, despite the fact that almost nobody else knows who she is, everybody treats her like she's the hero.
Yeah.
He's like, you've got to get
that's
out
true,
of here.
yeah.
You've got to live. And it's just like, did she introduce herself or like tell you what her purpose was? Like, she keeps saying, I have to get to the observatory. I don't put that together in my head in an emergency scenario going, oh, well, she must be the person who's saving everyone.
Now, this guy should be a rapist or something. That would,
Yeah, yeah.
he seems creepy.
He
to
seems
me.
rapey.
He seems creepy.
was
in a
like,
Actually,
way.
where are
he's
we going with
actually
that?
he seems like a guy who sells artisanal milk or something on the internet.
And his budget for a new house is $3 billion.
Okay, so I'm trying to connect this to another movie universe.
Do it.
Yes. Good luck.
Okay. Elizabeth Olsen.
Uh-huh.
The scene in Wind River when she's unconscious.
I haven't seen that.
Before she wakes up in the hospital. This is the dream she's having.
Oh,
okay.
That could be.
That's why it doesn't make any sense. It was all a dream.
Yeah.
And you were there.
And you were there, and you, and you,
And the
you.
Tin Man.
And I'll miss you the most.
All right, bitch.
Wow.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
I know.
Oh, so what am I, chopped liver? Jeez.
All right, there's not much movie left,
That's
folks.
true.
We have not hit the second 30 minutes, have we?
Yeah, we
Apparently
have.
so.
Yeah,
This movie is awesome.
we've got exactly 30 minutes and 59 seconds left
All
of this
right.
movie, but of course,
10 of that is
10 of that's going to be credits. So we're going to come back and we will finish up Alien Conquest in about 1 second.
I guess.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And Elizabeth Olsen still has grape jelly.
She has not wiped her
I
forehead.
know. I just want to reach you, sweetie. Come here.
Here,
Come here.
here's
Just
get,
I mean, the
like
grape-
your mom
Yeah,
would,
yeah.
right? You lick her finger.
The grape
stop
jelly
it, Mom.
would have gone great on that turkey sandwich that they
Well,
put out
that's
of
true.
the mini bar.
Yeah. It's obviously not a United Airlines flight because they would have already run out of food. You
You
heard
guys
me.
fly a lot more than I do.
You heard me,
evidently.
United. Actually, United's not as bad. American's the one I hate.
Because we're Delta Airlines.
American's official motto is, we don't always lose your luggage.
Well, Delta actually left me in another state with no alternative to get home. So I'm not a big fan of theirs.
Did you call them and bitch them out? You can get some money off that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I got half my ticket back because they got me to Key West. They just didn't want to bring me back, even though I bought a round trip ticket. But they pulled that trick where I got on the phone with two people who speak English, and then suddenly they put on somebody who speaks Spanish. But little do they know that Darth Jader speaks
That
Spanish.
Spanish is the second most commonly spoken language in the world.
Seriously, I was like, how is that even a trick anymore? But I started speaking Spanish to the rep, and they immediately hung up on me.
I
And
worked.
I was like, oh yeah, you weren't expecting that shit, were you?
If only you had befriended a gangrenous mechanic who could also fly a plane.
I would have been well fed as well.
home.
He couldn't fly it so much as turn it on and just
And speed it,
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock style into a tripod.
And he didn't even make it to the tripod. It was blowed up before. He could have at least told her, "Hey, get off the plane. I'm gonna go do this
Get
because I'm
off my
awesome."
plane.
Right.
And she would have gone, "Wow, crackhead Charlie, meth head Charlie. I'm gonna make sure there's a statue of you somewhere."
And he's sweating, but at least he's still able to function on a basic human level, unlike Tom Sizemore.
Well, he just got a fix.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
So-
You're right.
Tom Sizemore's on that, cold
He's
turkey
teetering,
thing.
yeah.
Well,
On
why
the
did
edge.
they need the food?
I don't know.
Well,
it
you
was in a
haven't seen her eat
refrigerator
all day.
in a plane that was turned off on an airfield. It would be pretty rancid, I think, at that point.
We don't
Not
know
if
where
it's only been
that
one
might
day.
be the plane from the Langoliers for all we know.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
they never
you never
established
know.
where the damn thing came from.
Good point.
But so much of this movie is unmotivated stuff like that,
Yeah.
where they just, it'll be neat to have some conversation about the food. Okay.
No, that's why I said
It doesn't move the plot. It doesn't develop the characters.
that's literally where the dialogue just drops in places because he's like, "Hey, you want a cold turkey sandwich?"
We ain't going out without a fight. This is when he's going to climb into the cockpit, but of course the pilot or the owner did not permit him.
I just did a whole bunch of meth.
Shit!
For Florida.
Ready? Here it comes. And you got to watch. The plane is going to run
So let's
into
see
it.
if
Okay,
And
this
then-
is critical.
Eat him.
The creature.
No,
Oh,
it
is
does.
going-
No, it eats
Okay,
him.
I must have missed this.
Now
I
watch,
think-
ready?
Okay,
You see
picks
the
him
little
up.
guy. Help me!
No.
Yeah, he's like an elephant. The
Yeah.
tripod's supposed to
He
be.
fed it right into the mouth, and then
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Maybe the
the
machinery
guy was
is
waiting on the
sentient?
other side of the portal.
Is it
You
like
know what it was? It was a what do they call it? It chops up. It just chops up food when it gets
like a
in.
processor?
puree. It
Yeah.
was puree, food processor.
Maybe this is actually just like the alien version of Deadliest Catch, and it's all just a reality show.
I just have
you know?
this
Yeah.
deep underlying sense of dread. Meanwhile,
Peace and art.
My God.
Yeah.
oh my god! But Oh my God, Mark.
I miss that show. I really miss that show.
Right, I want to see where they are now.
I want like 10 more seasons of that show. Yeah.
David and Alexis forever. But you can just picture Moira and what's her husband's name? What's the dad's name?
Oh,
Mr. Rose. It doesn't matter. But Moira. And
yes,
her
it
husband,
does.
It's important.
No, it'll come to me. But Eugene Levy, going, why are there Martians in an airfield? Alexis!
No.
Had something to do with it.
This is when they go off.
And what's his name?
David?
Yeah.
Ted?
No, the mayor. Roland should play. Roland should play one of the aliens.
No. Roland should have been.
the general.
Meth Head Charlie.
Oh yeah.
He would have been fantastic at it. Oh, we're leaving Mr. Brown behind in the
I don't know what
conversation.
they're talking. No, I love. It's like you hold a screwdriver and make believe you're turning it, and look like you're fixing an outlet. Just don't stick it in the outlet. Oh my God! Yeah, here's where the creature comes in.
Johnny Rose.
Okay.
Johnny Rose.
Johnny
Yes,
Rose.
thank you. That was gonna bother me.
And it actually sparked when he hit it.
Yeah, seriously, it's like
He hit it with a screwdriver.
He beats it up with sheer force of will, and it works. So, I mean, apparently his bones are made of adamantium.
They're so literally in a cafeteria.
Yeah, it's the bunker.
If you're gonna do a bunker, if you're gonna film
can't be
something as a
windows in a
bunker,
bunker.
you can't.
I know that's what I said earlier.
You have.
I know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was like, it's a bunker with a window in it.
you get some Kino flows, you light it with those.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
That's actually one thing about the movie that I thought was odd is there's not so much in this scene, but in a lot of the scenes, particularly the exterior shots, when it's not a CG thing, it feels like they just turn the camera on. And that's what they use for the final cut.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like they went in and they added like some filmy texture. Or they really played around with the colors to give it a kind of a look or anything. They just ran the camera.
Yeah,
that's it. Fine. Cut it together. There's your movie.
Yeah, that alien died really, really hard.
And this is where she finds the alien happens to have a petri dish. She's an electronics person.
Yeah, she gets a sample of its tissue.
Well, I've got a petri dish. I've got like 5 of them in my pocket.
I just carried some.
Would you hand me your X-Acto knife, by the way?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you happen to have a syringe?
Oh yeah, I got some over here. Yeah.
No, because that's what I said.
How about a spray bottle?
Yeah.
She's suddenly a biology major. Who can take tissue samples and create a super disease.
She went to the Mary Jane University. The University of Mary Jane.
I know that, man.
Yeah,
I've heard of that place.
Oh, man.
I can do anything.
I am Rosie the Riveter. Yeah,
He
that's what
also
can.
wants to be a little Sam Neill in Jurassic Park,
Yeah,
I feel.
Yeah.
There's a lot that this guy is
I
attempting
mean, they both
to be.
wind up in trees one way
Yeah,
or another.
that is true.
I can see that, Jason. That's a good point.
I don't know. It's like dead.
That's a lot of silly string.
Yeah, dead alien vines. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
But yeah, the red shivers vines, the kudzu
It
on
blocked his
steroids.
way.
Yeah, and so now he's got to climb a mountain to get to the observatory, and it looks like a giant golf ball, which a lot of
Well, yeah,
observatories do. It's
I
pretty
can't
common.
blame him for that.
No,
That's actually an observatory.
no, yeah,
I'm sure.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of them look like that. But so now he's got to climb, the side of a mountain because the path is blocked.
He gets there real quick.
Yeah, he's seriously like Sam Neill and Greg Kinnear had a baby.
Yeah,
That's what this guy looks like. And I don't know, is he?
A rock fell on the door.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of rubble blocking the entrance to the observatory. And okay, so in a minute, he and Allison are going to be reunited, which is great. They had a fantastic opportunity for a jump scare right here where he's like, Allison, tune in. Can you hear me, Allison? And she's just like, I'm right here. And then nothing.
Yeah.
It's just so flat and anticlimactic.
Make believe the door is hard to open, and then you go into swing shut.
Yeah,
Swing shut.
What happened is that he was like,
It's good that they have that green alarm light in there.
make believe that the door is really hard to open, and then the director went Shatner and made him overact the hell out of
Run! And the Velociraptor comes in.
it. And Samuel L. Jackson's arm falls down.
There's your movie.
Between that and the Rose family replacing the entire cast, I think we've got it.
We need the Rose family and Velociraptors. We got a movie here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene coming up where Allie tries to push the button.
Do you notice that they have the oldie timey barometer thermometer thing that like my grandparents had. Look behind his head.
Oh, as a prop. Yes.
Look at
There
that.
it is.
Yeah. You remember that? That was, I love them.
Temperature?
Yeah, temperature,
Humidity?
pressure, and humidity. Yeah,
and pressure. That's right.
Gotcha.
We had. Yeah.
There's also a divining rod. You just can't see it. It's cut. But yeah.
How much did ViewSonic pay to have their monitors in this movie? Probably nothing. They
enough
probably
to
that came
get
from Goodwill.
Non-uniforms.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything came from Goodwill.
It was an older set dresser.
This is actually in the office of a
yeah.
Goodwill manager. Like, yeah, they're just in a Goodwill right now.
There's like a wood-burning stove in the corner.
God, cutting edge technology. But yeah, so what is Henry?
Why
doing
is there painter's tape over one of the circuit breakers?
Because that's how. Don't a lot of people use painter's tape to like mark?
Don't throw
which
this one.
Yeah, don't throw this one, or do throw that one. People color code it.
Yeah. Okay. You'd think that like a observatory, they probably would
have actual labels on them.
like.
But no,
Yeah.
we're in a Goodwill, Jason.
That's true.
You're expecting too much.
Oh, I was in the bathroom going potties.
Oh.
Now I'm back. Hee.
The one thing I noticed here is they have an overjoyous look when they make discoveries. Like when you're about to die, you make a discovery. It's like, okay, we got this. We got that. It's not like, yay, look at the disease. Oh, look, the breaker. Woo! I mean, they're ebullient, I guess would be the term.
Ooh.
You like that? Mm-hmm. Ebullient. But overly ebullient. When I think I'm about to die, I temper my
When
joy.
you think you're about to die?
Yeah.
How often
It happens
does this
more
happen?
often than you think.
A couple of times on my boat, we had some dicey situations,
my.
and when we repaired it, we did not all jump for joy.
Yeah.
We just said, "I hope the fuck this works," because if it doesn't, we're freaking doomed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's more like I'm gonna go change my underwear now.
Exactly.
That was my
The
version
boat
of
half
celebrating.
full with we. I mean, it's reality. You mean you didn't make any like canned one-liners?
No. Zero.
High-fiving each other.
No, we were just like our noses in books trying to figure shit out. I hope we can fix this or we're screwed.
Well, wait,
That's how you down
but
Periscope.
you didn't look to the most junior guy who surprisingly went, guys, I know how to fix this.
Or when you're in a jam, you look at your subordinate officer and say, "You just got promoted. Now you're in charge."
Damn, I didn't sign up for that.
And how many guys on the boat were 2 days from retirement?
All of them.
Everyone.
Yes, all of them.
Everyone.
They're getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, they were all too old for this shit. You know how old he was when he said that? It was like 40.
I
Yeah.
know.
He was like 40 when he said that.
Well, we're also talking about a movie where it's Danny Glover's birthday, so his kids surprise him by busting in on him while he's taking a bath.
Yeah.
And they hand him a birthday cake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's.
yeah, he really wasn't that old. when
He
said
was a
that.
West Coast guy. Yeah. We don't take baths on the East Coast. We take showers.
We're shower people.
Men take showers.
So
Oh,
they've
am I not supposed to take
discovered
showers? Okay.
that
No.
if the aliens are infected with basically anything,
Yeah.
they'll die.
Yes, they have no immune systems. Is
Right,
exactly what
right.
she said.
But
Yet
they've
somehow
been
none of-
on Earth for a while
and
now.
none of them have contracted COVID or even gotten so much as a
I know.
cold. Like it.
Imagine if that was the plot where COVID was the hero.
Well, because
That's what I said. I texted
Yeah.
you, COVID's going to get him.
yeah, I was like, this is the COVID origin story because
Yeah.
they generated.
It's where Loki becomes a good guy, like COVID's like, guys, I got this.
Oh my god!
America, fuck yeah. COVID's punching him in the face.
Walmart, baseball, COVID.
There's your movie. Go make it.
We don't have time for a spin-off, but yeah. So that's literally what they
Would
do.
you wipe that shit off your forehead? It's
Distracting.
driving me crazy.
The poor continuity person was probably losing
Exactly.
their mind
Yeah.
on that.
Well, that's why you notice.
That's
it's
the
not,
one bit of continuity.
It's
they
not
keep
even
track of.
the blood isn't on her head. The blood is on an application.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peel it off, put it back
Yeah.
on. Right. Yeah.
She probably had to spend the entire day with that on just because they didn't.
Because the director was Mario was like, we must have the blood under your head.
What would have been great is if they pulled a gag like
Why
in
not to
Robin.
look like a spaghetti sauce?
They should have done it like Robin Hood Men in tights and kept moving it around her face.
Yes, it should have been it's like on her cheek.
Because unlike other Robins, my
They teach us about the scientific method here. Can't we put 4 on at once? No, that would compromise the baseline. Do it again? No, we got to do it a second time just to make doubly sure, because I got to put it in a spray bottle and get it right in the face.
Yes. You use the whisk instead of the paddle mixer? Oh my God. That's
Empty out that Windex bottle.
Yeah, seriously. Get my KitchenAid. We're going to whip something up.
Well, they actually cut the scene where a Force ghost of Neil deGrasse Tyson showed up.
Oh, here comes the stealth bomber. The stealth bomber. They're bombing it with the stealth bomber now.
This is the worst dumpster fire of a movie.
Stop showboating.
It's ever happened. And suddenly they're over Baghdad. I don't know.
Oh, that one got taken out.
That road is well made.
Yes.
So the B2,
the road's made out of the same material as the alien tripod.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So the B2 is going to drop bombs.
Lots of them.
On
something. Boof.
Okay.
Just all over.
You know what? We paid for the B2. Use the B2. Yeah. $2 billion fucking dollars. Drop some bombs.
Yeah, because and so they've got a laser that they converted from like a tool to a weapon somehow.
I literally tuned out when they started talking about the laser.
Yeah, I still have no idea how they did it.
He started reading this stuff on the screen, and I hadn't paid attention to why that was on the screen.
Was that being sent from the military?
I don't actually. Was it?
No, I think he was translating like what the Martians were saying.
I don't know.
Because he's like, this many kilojoules away
Here
or
is
something.
Our weakness.
Yeah,
if you can interpret it, you can take us down.
KHZ, that's kilohertz.
Oh my God, I'm totally a scientist.
Kilohertz.
How did he crack that code?
I'm a scientist.
480, that's
say.
3 numbers.
I'm a scientist. Yeah,
I must say. The Ed Grimley of science.
I love Ed Grimley.
But yeah, so the entire army and like all the military forces that we have to offer in New York could not take out these tripods. But you know who can? Tom Sizemore and his subordinate officer with some M4s.
Tom Sizemore walks out and just...
The green cloud.
And the aliens just start crumpling and dying. And then Tom Sizemore falls to the ground because it was too much.
It was his last breath.
He had been secretly storing up all of that his whole life.
It's just like the combined smell of
Tom Sizemore died for our sins.
beer and Goldschlager and Jaeger all blended together.
A little bit of weed, a little bit of meth. Yeah, who the fuck knows at this point?
Oh my.
His first wife is like, I had to sleep next to that for 5 years.
She had to funnel that old Duffer's hog.
Oh, ouch. It's getting explicit now, hindsighters.
That's a Family Guy joke.
I'd forgotten about that one.
I don't even know if Tom Sizemore plays golf.
He probably could when he was more coordinated.
Probably.
Yeah,
Actually, no, at this point, he's probably playing golf. That's what Alice Cooper did. You know, that's how Alice Cooper got
to the Cooper woman.
Alice Cooper got clean by replacing. He literally replaced drugs and booze with golf.
Huh.
Okay.
So like he played golf all the fucking time. Like, and he basically gave himself an addiction to golf. And he didn't have the addiction to booze, and it worked. It worked for Alice Cooper.
That's why a lot of people, I know it's nicotine gum, so they're still getting some sort of a fix, but it's part of the oral fixation of smoking. When you quit smoking, they chew gum or something.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Jason.
Where did they get the gangrene from? What did they just put in the bottle?
They had it in the observatory.
So the observatory has a collection of...
Did you run out? I've got some gangrene in my back pocket. Do you want to use it? Because I'm telling you, it doesn't make any sense.
Why does it look like Powerade?
Turn astronomer, turn biochemical engineer. How? This is some Doctor Who level shit. She knows how to do everything on the planet. Like
she's good.
Am I right that the plan is to get on board a ship and make it spray gangrene?
Yes, because
that will kill the aliens all over the world.
Yes, because the aliens are dispersing their own spray already. So if she can get it on one ship for the tripod to spray out, then it's going to hit the rest of the aliens, presumably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. No, I'm down. That works.
But that's why I was like, why do we need a laser in that case?
Because you have to shoot the ship down.
Oh, okay.
For Elizabeth Olsen.
because the shields are down for some reason.
Yeah.
Why did the shields drop again? I can't remember. Something happened.
Because Lando Calrissian took out the
He took out the power generator.
power generator.
No, Han did. He
right.
Yeah, with the
he and his
ATST. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Then Lando flies in.
I'm so ashamed of myself right now.
Pathetic.
And he's wearing a mask. Was he wearing a mask before?
He was not.
I thought that's just a little
was not.
continuity.
Well,
Yeah.
he's-
No, I
when
noticed
you're
that, yeah.
Carrying around a can of botulism.
Well, they say something earlier about like you'll need protective stuff. It's like, okay, we've got protective things.
I was thinking more of a gas.
That's what I was
mask.
thinking too.
or
like,
a
not a
hazmat
hospital
suit.
mask.
it's like we're literally having arguments about COVID and masks, and you're going into an alien spaceship with one.
Right.
You know what? Go for it.
know.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Oh my God, I've got a mask on.
Oh my God.
He pulled out all the wires in this breaker and just overrode
Shove them in all
Shove 'em
those.
in
yeah.
another
Couldn't
hole.
figure out the switchboard earlier, but no. You
Damn it,
did.
Jim! I'm an astronomer, not an electrician.
Well,
Hindsighters, you got to watch this movie.
It's
really
It's
do.
worth every
Alien
minute.
Conquest.
And remember,
it's free on
it's
Prime.
free.
right
It's
now.
free on Prime.
And only an hour and a half
Yeah.
of your time
We are doing you a
that
service,
you'll never get back again.
assuming that you have a subscription to Amazon
Yes.
Prime, but
Well, everybody
Everyone
does.
does.
Gosh, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, awkward. But yeah, so
I
Henry-
don't.
we just lost a listener somewhere. But yeah, so Allison is about to get on one of the tripods. That
Oh, right.
Ooh, yeah. This is when it gets good.
And I love that he's
all women want to get on a tripod.
I love that they control the telescope with the genuine Thrustmaster brand joystick.
Yeah.
You know, I bought one of those at
Thrustmaster.
Babbage's. Yeah. No, I know
Thrustmaster
it was
on
called
a tripod?
It was called. Yeah,
That's a lethal combination.
I'll bring the Thrustmaster if you bring the tripod.
What is the vibrator that Beth is going to replace with Jerry's penis? Make him the something XS.
I don't remember.
Oh my God! But that's the joystick they should
Okay.
have.
She's walking over to the fallen tripod and she's spritzing it.
It's a good thing that it just.
Spritzing it.
It's a good thing that it was
Spared
right
no
there.
spritz. But yeah, she
Okay, so there's a dead alien inside. I got that. Obviously, he died in the laser blast.
seems to have.
And then
then-
she tries to push the button.
Yeah, which are like
Laser.
actually like alien sex organs or something.
I don't know. Oh, spritz, 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 spritz. Get back. Get back, spritz, spritz.
That's
Yeah.
a bad cat. Get off the dining room
Yeah.
table.
Now,
like,
what is
What's
that?
with that?
I don't know. That was
What?
that an alien's eye?
I don't know because it wasn't looking at the alien. It should have been her.
Right, right.
Even the actress doesn't know because she wasn't actually.
For those of
seeing any
you
this.
watching at home, when Elizabeth Olsen gets on board the ship, sorry, I shouldn't say that. When Aubrey Plaza gets on board the ship, there's a dead alien, and then she immediately begins spritzing gangrene towards something that's off camera, and there's a weird sort of graphic on the screen which kind of looks like it should be an alien's POV,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work. Also, I know that the aliens are like super susceptible to gangrene, but I probably
Aren't
wouldn't.
we?
I wouldn't just be like squirting gangrene everywhere, you know? Haha, gangrene.
You got it right in the eyes. But
Give it to kids at parties. Haha, gangrene. Oh, my arm fell off. Haha.
oh,
So the
Timmy, you
aliens
rascal.
blew up part of the observatory, and the exact same parts that he was moving away from the door in the previous scene had been gently laid on his body
Yes.
by
Yeah.
the PA, and then he pushed it off without even a broken bone or anything.
He is the lathe of heaven.
He is.
Yes, God above is looking down on this man.
And this is the man who threw away the spare gun, but God help him, he has held on to that radio for dear
Oh, yeah.
life.
No shit. And he didn't bang those two chicks either.
Are we
Sorry,
sure?
what were you talking about?
We don't know.
Oh, the dinosaur almost stepped on me.
Yeah.
Because
Look
did
at
anybody notice how similar aliens and dinosaurs apparently
Very much.
sound?
They're like-
a desk being dragged across a hardwood floor.
Oh.
Oh, and her arm is caught under an alien's leg or something there. And
Oh no!
Oh, no.
The aliens are coming!
Hey, aliens.
y'all.
I'm General Millie. I'm going to get y'all.
I can't get to my spritzer. Ah, no.
Where's my botulism when I need it? Oh,
I knew I should have brought two spritzers.
Oh, that's funny. Henry never yells "run at home."
Deep cut.
That was just for you,
General Reed.
Their shields are down. Oh, look. He's going to take him out with a M16. But they put him out of his misery, which is nice because he is miserable. Poor guy.
You got to...
That wasn't even him just then because there was too much walking. He's only...
Oh, right. They have a walk-in stand-in.
They CG'd his face to somebody
you
else.
Just see legs because Tom Sizemore's like, you got all the walking and movement you're going to get out of it.
Aha, we will knock over all of your parking barriers because we are evil aliens.
Take that,
the general's dead.
Yeah, the general and his aide
and luckily
are gone.
She manages to escape the kudzu and... she has to get out of the tripod on time before the general blows her up.
She's got her
Can't
spritz
leave my
gun.
spritzer.
My Windex.
Yeah, pour it in there.
So it's like my big fat
Totally
Greek wedding.
Windex.
Yeah. Well, you can fix anything with Windex according
That's
to
true.
my big fat Greek wedding.
You
That's
can?
John Corbett.
Really?
That's what the dad said. He's like, you get a cut
With
on your hand?
Windex?
Windex.
You sprain your ankle? Windex.
Well, it's just alcohol and water, isn't it?
I don't know.
Or
I've never read the
ammonia.
no, it's
ingredients.
ammonia. Yeah.
Ammonia.
Apparently you have, though.
Yeah. Oh, I have. I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
nice. Oh.
Hit it again. Hit it a few more times.
No,
yeah.
It must need an alien's touch.
Yeah.
So she tries to pull the alien over and the arm comes off. I wonder if that was scripted.
She's spritzing the plumbus.
She tried to play. Well, what is it? Like a half of a ball or something.
Well, what she doesn't realize is that's not the alien's arm.
He's very well endowed
Jesus,
alien.
Morty, if we can torture our enemies, but we can't jack them off, are we any better than they are?
Oh, whoopsie, off. It's like the tail of a lizard. It'll grow right back.
Look at her face.
Oh, shit. Was I supposed to do that?
Nobody yelled cut. Just keep, what is happening?
She's seriously making a plumbus. That's what she's doing.
So she pokes the soft, squishy thing with the pokey thing, and then a bunch of stuff comes out.
And then the aliens start wobbling.
They all
it's
just
like when
fall
Luke...
And that's the movie, folks.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
pretty much.
literally the movie.
We win!
Yay!
Victory! And yeah.
You bastards!
Allie, where are
You maniacs! You blew it up!
damn dirty aliens.
Come on, guys, the movie's over.
Well,
It's
we
just
can't-
finished. Aliens are dead.
We can't go out to Seinfeld, obviously, because we're doing something a little bit different with these trashy dumpster fire movies. So I guess we have to issue our awards. So who wins the Malik Award?
Tom Sizemore? No.
No. Tom Sizemore wins the Dopey Sheriff
But
Award.
nobody dies.
Tom Sizemore died, didn't he?
With the general, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's not like none of the main characters died. Tom Sizemore, I think what we should do is we should go through my criteria for what is a good, bad movie.
We can. My final point on this, though, is so they go back to Allison's husband and stepdaughter. She has the non-existent arc where the stepdaughter calls her mom, even though they haven't been fighting this entire time.
Right.
And I really wanted there to be some sort of hokey line because Henry was pushing his sister for that promotion in the beginning. I wanted her to be like, well, Henry, I guess you got that promotion.
It would have been great if they kind of jumped up in the air.
Yeah.
Freeze framed.
Do.
I love it when a promotion comes together. But yeah.
there's a lot of
God damn,
hugging.
are you still in that cast?
There's a lot of hugging. It's been a whole day.
That's another thing that doesn't really play out. Like she broke her leg, but she's just like,
Yeah.
I'm so injured.
Well, and there's no point in the movie where like she's trying to
it
get
never-
away from danger.
yeah, it never compromises.
Yeah,
her
and
situation.
she has that cast, but she's got to figure out a way of getting away from one of the aliens, and she's like crawling and hiding.
Yeah, like even in Lost World, the fact that the daughter was a gymnast became relevant when she kicked that raptor off the second floor of that shack.
Roll
But
credits.
At least they brought it back. So
Yeah, but you're
okay.
talking about real cinema
Yeah, that's
versus this.
Yeah, that's
And
not a fair.
and
comparison.
let's be honest, that's Jurassic Park too. So
It had.
that's
Jeff
how-
Goldblum
that's
in it,
how
I don't
low-
care.
yeah,
Your criterion for bad movies.
yeah. The criteria. Well, one, they have to have actually been trying.
Oh boy, they were trying.
They were trying.
Oh, big time.
They were trying. So it yes on that.
Yes,
2, it has to have been crap. Obviously, it was crap.
I think we nailed that.
And then 3, it couldn't be boring.
It was not boring at all.
It
We
was
had
in the
so
beginning.
much fun
Yeah.
with
It did.
all of the gaffes.
It got a bit of a slow start with all the
Yeah, but we were able to sit
Needless
here.
dialogue.
If we're able to sit and watch the movie and rip on it and riff and come up with shit, that works.
Okay.
You know, I think
enough.
to me it was not a boring movie.
Got it.
I was entertained by its
No, yeah,
crappiness.
okay.
We were all laughing at
I'll
home.
agree
when
with
we
Well, you
watched
said you and Josh.
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
God,
we sat
Josh
there
was
just
losing
ripping.
his mind,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, his exact words about the uniforms were, "The uniforms are just so fucking fucked."
There we go.
Oh.
He was really upset about Lieutenant Beardface and how non-regulation his beard
Yeah.
was.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, what else? But yeah, just every bit of this movie was easy to make fun of. It was very entertaining in that sense.
So, from my perspective, I would say it passes the test, and
It
it
does.
is a good bad movie.
Yeah. Oh,
I believe Tentacles is next, right?
Bermuda
Bermuda
Tentacles.
tentacles.
which is not a Japanese porno.
I mean, it might be
It could
also.
be.
There
We've only
might
seen
be.
the
There might
previews.
be a Japanese
Yeah.
porno called Bermuda Tentacles.
Maybe there will be a Krieger-looking character watching tentacle
Yeah.
porn in the background.
Don't do a Google search. Search on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's actually we're going to be watching Bermuda Tentacles sometime soon. It's available for free on Pluto TV.
Ooh.
Jason's new obsession, by the way. But yeah, all I could think of was
I said it like twice.
yeah.
I was in an obsession.
Well, tonight on camera twice, sure, but tonight
I
you
was,
talk.
I was telling you about the movie.
Oh, just calm down. But yeah, all I could think of with that Henry guy, since he was overacting so much, run, and they were talking about Mars. Mars! I really wanted him to yell that at some point. Bryan Cranston style.
Elizabeth Olsen, welcome to the danger zone.
But
Can we at least have beers?
So, Jade, is it time to take us home?
Yes, it is.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Hindsighters, this has been just a hilarious romp of a trash-tastic time, and we could not appreciate you joining us more. Especially if you did watch the movie.
Alien
Please go.
Conquest.
Please
Do it.
go watch it.
Go watch Alien
It's
Conquest.
so
Watch the
good.
movie.
If you've got
We want you to watch this movie.
look, if you've got a Prime account, it's like 86 minutes of your life.
Yeah, pour yourself
Come
a
on.
stiff drink and just enjoy making
Yeah.
fun of this all the way through.
If you're in a state where it's legal, get stoned. You know, probably
don't go full size
fairly
more.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
Stoned.
don't
you
go
know.
full size more. But
Soft drugs, please. Not size
yeah.
more.
yeah,
Sniff some
on
glue,
the
drink some
Sizemore
ethanol.
spray yourself in the eyes with some botulism, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do appreciate you, as always, Hindsighters, for joining us for your drive time, your listening time, your running time. This has been Darth, Adam, and Jason with Hindsight, and good night.